Hi guys, my name is Michaela Holston. I am doing a speech over a look into my life. Okay, would you believe me if I told you that I've seen some things in my 26 years of being here on Earth? I've experienced good and bad things that most people my age have yet or will never experience. Stability is the biggest thing a child needs while growing up. It forms the backbone of a child's life, providing the structure, strength, and consistency that supports the child emotionally and psychologically. If a child's life involves upset and unrest due to any number of negative situations, the child is likely to suffer in different ways from a lack of stability. Even though stability is a huge key factor in a kid's life, things can work out for them in the end. You just have to keep your faith. In this speech, I will be giving you an inside look into my childhood from my younger years, teenage years, and into my adulthood. Being young is supposed to be a fun time in a kid's life, right? I thought so too. But what if I were to tell you that it's not like that for every kid? Growing up, when my stepdad, whom I call Dad, was in the house, it was an amazing time. My stepdad was a firefighter, and when he had training for rock climbing or scuba diving, we and all the other firefighter families would go out to the training location and have a wonderful time. When my parents divorced, that is when everything in my life started to go downhill slowly. My mother started seeing random loser guys and started leaving her 4 kids for days at a time to go gamble and drink. Luckily, my best friend lived right up the road. Her mother would take care of all 4 of us when our mother was gone. She would do what a mother is supposed to do, from taking care of us to school to making sure we have food in our stomachs before we went to bed. She is seriously the greatest, sweetest lady in the world, even to this day. Even though our mother was gone a lot, we at least knew she was taking care of us. That changed within a few years. Our mother was still getting with loser guys, and it started getting abusive. That's when my grandmother intervened and took us by. By this time, I was starting to hit my teenage years and get that I don't care attitude. When my teenage years hit, they hit hard. My emotions ran high and I ended up having to get medication for my anger. With that, I ended up moving out of my grandmother's house and in with my stepdad, whom I call Dad, and his girlfriend. They took me in and loved me. My stepmom, as I call her now, was huge into horses, and that's where I learned everything. My dad and stepmom would take me to rodeos and playdays to participate in. I got to meet so many amazing people like Roach Hedeman and even Leonard Skinner. Yeah, I know. Just in case you don't know who Roach is, he is Tuff Hedeman's older brother. Tuff Hedeman was best friends with Lane Frost. My dad moved on from being a firefighter to a class clown and bullfighter right aside with Roach. I had a wonderful partial teen years, that is, till my stepmother and I started butting heads. Once that started happening, I really didn't have anywhere else to go. That is, till I reached out to my birth father and ended up moving in with him when I was just 15. My birth father and I actually got along very well. It was like I had known him my whole life, when in fact it was the first time I've ever seen him. Everything started off, well, as usual, until my Dad's girlfriend started getting jealous. Yes, I know, it sounds crazy, but she was seriously jealous of our relationship and how well everything was going. A few years went by, and it ended up not working out because of her. I have yet to speak to him since this day. I then ended up moving back in with my father and stepmother. By this time, I'm moving back into my father and stepmother's house for the second time. I was 18. My stepmom got me a job working with her at a livestock auction riding horseback, which at the time felt like a dream job. I again met so many new people and amazing friends, but that's also where I met my now ex-husband. Me being me, I didn't listen to my stepmom when she told me not to get with him. Fast forward a bit, and we ended up having our first kid in 2014. We ended up getting married in 2015 and had our second kid in 2016. Many things that's not supposed to happen in a relationship happened. We ended up getting divorced. I then ended up meeting my husband now in 2017. We had a baby in 2018 and ended up getting married this year in 2020. I am now in school to become a flight paramedic, and we couldn't be living a more amazing life. After giving you an inside look to my unstable childhood from my younger years, teenage years, and into my adulthood, would you still believe me that everything works out in the end? Stability is everything a child needs while growing up, but know this: even if stability isn't there, you will make it through. Many just give up trying because they didn't have the stability they needed. Yes, I know. Again, because here's my story. You can do it. I never would have thought I'd be going to school to become a flight paramedic, but here I am. You choose what your life ends up like, not the statistics.